how to make progress every day, and stop waiting for the perfect moment. Because the perfect moment is usually a story we tell ourselves to justify staying where we are. We say, I'll start when I have more time. I'll begin when I feel confident. I'll take action when everything is in place. But life rarely gives you perfect conditions. There will always be another problem, another responsibility, another fear, another reason to wait. And if you keep waiting for everything to become perfect, you may spend years standing at the starting line. The truth is, you do not need perfect conditions to make progress. You need a decision. You need to decide that today matters. You need to decide that even if you cannot do everything, you can do something. Even if you cannot take 10 steps, you can take one. Even if you are not ready for the entire journey, you can begin with the next move. Think about how many opportunities are lost because people wait until they feel ready. They wait for confidence before taking action, when confidence is often created by taking action. They wait until they know everything, when knowledge is often gained by beginning. They wait until fear disappears, when courage is developed by moving forward despite fear. You will never know everything before you begin. You will never feel completely prepared. You will never have complete control over what happens next. So stop demanding certainty from life before you give yourself permission to move. Start now. If your goal is important, take one step toward it today. If you want to learn something, study it today. If you have a project you've been delaying, work on it today. If you need to improve a habit, make one better choice today. Do not underestimate the power of one day. One day of focused effort can become a week. A week can become a month. A month can become a year. And a year of consistent action can create a life that looks completely different from the one you have today. The people who make progress are not always the most talented. They are often the people who refuse to wait for perfect circumstances. They understand something powerful. Shiatsu action creates momentum. Once you move, the next step becomes easier to see. Once you begin, you discover what needs to be improved. Once you practice, you become better. Once you face the challenge, you become stronger. You don't need to see the entire staircase. You only need to take the next step. Maybe today you are tired. Take a small step. Maybe today you are afraid. Take a small step. Maybe you failed yesterday. Learn from it and take another step. Maybe nobody believes in you. Keep building anyway. Your circumstances do not have to be perfect for your effort to be meaningful. There will always be a reason to wait. Your job is to stop allowing those reasons to control your future. Start before you feel ready. Start while you're still learning. Start while you're still afraid. Start with whatever you have. Because your future will not be changed by what you intend to do someday. It will be changed by what you consistently do today. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. As this moment is enough, yes, take the step, then take another, and keep moving. You do not need to change your entire life in one day. You do not need to accomplish everything before the sun goes down. What you need is simple. Make sure that every day you do something that moves you closer to the person you want to become. That is where real progress begins. Too many people make the mistake of believing that success requires massive action every single day. They think if they cannot do something extraordinary, there is no point in doing anything at all. But that mindset keeps people stuck. Progress is often quiet. It is waking up and doing the work when nobody is watching. It is reading a few pages when you could be wasting time. It is practicing a skill when nobody is applauding. It is finishing one task you have been avoiding. It is choosing discipline when distraction is easier. One meaningful action may not change your life today, but one meaningful action repeated every day can change everything. Think about where you want to be a year from now. Stronger, smarter, more skilled, more confident, more disciplined. Whatever your answer is, you cannot become that person through wishes. You become that person through repeated actions. Every day gives you an opportunity to make a deposit into your future. You can waste that day, or you can invest it. You can spend hours worrying about what you have not accomplished, or you can spend 30 minutes doing something that actually moves you forward. You do not need to win the entire battle today. Win today's battle. Complete today's work. Keep today's promise to yourself. That is how momentum is created. There will be days when you have tremendous energy. Use those days wisely. But there will also be days when you feel tired, distracted, or discouraged. Those days matter just as much. You may not be able to give 100%, but you can still give something. If you cannot do an hour, do 20 minutes. If you cannot finish the entire project, complete one important part. If you cannot solve the whole problem, solve the next piece. Never allow the idea of not enough to stop you from doing something valuable, because consistency is more powerful than intensity without direction. A person who takes one step every day will eventually travel farther than someone who takes 10 steps once and then stops for months. Your goal is not to create a perfect day. Your goal is to create a productive direction. Ask yourself every morning, what is one thing I can do today that my future self will thank me for? Then do it. Maybe it is learning. Maybe it is practicing. Maybe it is creating. Maybe it is organizing your priorities. Maybe it is finishing something you started. Whatever it is, make it count. And at the end of the day, don't only ask, what did I accomplish? Ask, did I move forward? Because forward is forward. Even a small step counts. The world may not notice your progress immediately. Nobody may congratulate you. There may be no dramatic transformation overnight, but keep going. The small actions you repeat today are building the foundation of tomorrow. One page becomes a book. One workout becomes strength. One lesson becomes knowledge. One disciplined decision becomes a habit. One productive day becomes a productive life. So stop waiting for a massive breakthrough. Stop believing that progress has to be dramatic. Do something today. Then do something tomorrow. Then do it again. Keep moving forward, especially when the progress feels invisible. Because one day you will look back and realize that the life you wanted was not created in one giant moment. It was created through thousands of small decisions to keep moving. Make today's decision count. Take one step forward and refuse to let the day end without becoming slightly better than you were yesterday. There will be days when you feel unstoppable. You wake up with energy, your goals feel exciting, and you believe you can conquer anything. But then there will be other days when the excitement disappears. You feel tired. You feel distracted. You question yourself. Suddenly, the goal that once inspired you feels difficult. That is the moment that separates temporary excitement from real commitment. Motivation can get you started, but discipline keeps you moving. You cannot build your future by depending on how you feel every morning. Feelings change. Energy changes. Circumstances change. Motivation rises and falls. But if your commitment depends on your mood, your progress will always be inconsistent. Discipline means making the right decision, even when the easy decision is calling your name. It means telling yourself, I may not feel like doing this today, but I know it needs to be done. But that mindset changes everything. You do not have to feel inspired to take action. You do not have to feel confident to practice. You do not have to feel excited to keep your promise to yourself. Sometimes you simply have to begin. Take the first step. Work for 10 minutes. Complete one task. Then keep going. Very often, action creates the motivation you were waiting for. Think about the days when you accomplished something difficult. You probably did not feel powerful before starting. But once you began, momentum appeared. You discovered that the task was possible. You gained confidence because you acted. That is why discipline matters. Discipline teaches you that you are capable of keeping promises to yourself. And every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build trust in yourself. You stop saying, I hope I can do it. You start saying, I know I can depend on myself. That is powerful. There will be mornings when you want to stay comfortable. There will be moments when distraction looks more attractive than responsibility. There will be days when quitting seems easier than continuing. Those are not signs that you should stop. Those are opportunities to practice discipline. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. If you miss one day, don't turn one missed day into a missed week. If you make a mistake, don't use it as an excuse to abandon your goal. Reset yourself. Get back on track. Continue. Remember, discipline is not about punishing yourself. It is about respecting the future you are trying to build. Every time you choose your priority over a distraction, you are strengthening your discipline. Every time you finish what you started, you are strengthening your discipline. Every time you continue after a difficult day, you are strengthening your discipline. And those small decisions eventually become your character. So when motivation disappears, don't panic. Don't assume your dream is no longer important. Don't wait for inspiration to return. Return to your commitment. Ask yourself, what needs to be done today? Do that. Maybe you can only take a small step. Take it. Maybe your energy is low. Give what you reasonably can. Maybe the road feels difficult. Keep your direction. You are not required to feel motivated every day. You are required to remember why you started. Your goals deserve more than your good moods. Your future deserves more than occasional effort. And your potential deserves more than promises you make only when everything feels easy. Build the habit of showing up. Show up when you're excited. Show up when you're uncertain. Show up when progress feels slow. Show up when nobody is watching. Because eventually, discipline will carry you through the moments motivation cannot. Don't wait until you feel ready. Don't wait until you feel inspired. Do what matters, one day at a time, and let your discipline become the force that keeps you moving forward. As a setback is not the end of your journey. It is a moment in your journey. But too many people take one disappointment and turn it into a permanent decision. They fail once and decide they are failures. They get rejected and decide they are not good enough. Something goes wrong, and suddenly they believe they should stop trying. But you must understand this. A setback is an event, not an identity. Something can go wrong without your entire future going wrong. Life will not always follow your plan. You will make mistakes. You will choose the wrong direction sometimes. You will work hard and still experience disappointment. You will prepare carefully and still face unexpected obstacles. That is life. The question is not whether setbacks will happen. The question is what you will do when they happen. Will you stop or will you learn? Will you complain about what happened? Or will you ask yourself what the experience can teach you? Will you allow one difficult chapter to define your entire story? Or will you turn the page? Strong people are not people who never experience setbacks. They are people who refuse to let setbacks make their decisions for them. Imagine you are walking toward an important goal and suddenly something blocks your path. That obstacle does not necessarily mean the destination is wrong. It may simply mean you need a different route. Change the strategy. Adjust the plan. Learn something new. Try again. Keep moving. Sometimes progress requires flexibility. You may have to approach the same goal from a completely different direction. And that is not failure. That is growth. You need to stop expecting success to be a straight line. Real progress is messy. You move forward. You slow down. You make a mistake. You learn. You adjust. You move forward again. That is how people become stronger. Do not waste your energy asking, why did this happen to me? Ask a better question. What can I do next? That question puts your attention back on what you can control. You may not control what happened yesterday, but you can control what you do today. You may not control someone's decision to reject you, but you can control whether you continue improving. You may not control every obstacle in your path, but you can control your response to it. Your response is where your power lies. Maybe you failed at something you genuinely wanted to succeed at. Take the lesson. Identify what went wrong. Improve your approach. Then step forward again. Maybe your progress is slower than you expected. Slow progress is still progress. Maybe you made a mistake. Own it, learn from it, and keep growing. Never turn a temporary problem into a permanent conclusion. The moment you decide that one setback means you are finished, you give that setback more power than it deserves. Your story is bigger than one bad day. Your potential is bigger than one mistake. Your future is bigger than one disappointment. So when life pushes you backward, do not stay there. Pause. Learn. Regroup. Then move. You don't have to pretend the setback didn't hurt. You don't have to pretend everything is easy. You simply have to refuse to let difficulty become the reason you abandon your purpose. There will be moments when the path gets difficult. Keep your direction. There will be moments when progress becomes slow. Keep your patience. There will be moments when you question yourself. Keep learning. Because sometimes the obstacle you wish had never happened becomes the experience that teaches you the lesson you needed most. Your setback can become your teacher. Your mistake can become your wisdom. Your disappointment can become the reason you build a stronger plan. So stop treating every obstacle like a stop sign. Sometimes it is simply a detour, and sometimes the road becomes clearer only after you have learned how to navigate the difficult parts. Keep moving. Keep learning. Keep adjusting. Your setback may have changed your path, but it does not have to decide your destination. Yes, stop measuring your life only by how far you still have to go. Start looking at how far you have already come. You do not need to become a completely different person overnight. You need to become a little better than you were yesterday. That is the power of daily improvement. Your greatest competition is not another person. It is the version of yourself that is waiting for you to become more disciplined, more focused, more courageous, and more consistent. You do not need to beat everyone around you. You need to keep improving yourself. Maybe yesterday you wasted an opportunity. Today, make a better decision. Maybe yesterday you gave up too quickly. Today, stay with the challenge a little longer. Maybe yesterday you avoided something difficult. Today, take one step toward it. That is progress. Never underestimate small improvements, because small improvements become powerful when they are repeated. One better decision may seem insignificant. One productive hour may not feel life-changing. One lesson may not make you an expert. One day of discipline may not transform your circumstances. But repeat those actions consistently, and eventually you will become someone you could not have imagined before. The problem is that people often want dramatic results immediately. They want to see the reward before they are willing to respect the process. But growth does not always announce itself. Sometimes you are improving before you can see the evidence. You are becoming more patient. You are becoming more disciplined. You are learning to control your reactions. You are learning from your mistakes. You are becoming better at handling difficult situations. Those changes matter. Do not compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Their journey is different. Their circumstances are different. Their opportunities are different. Your responsibility is to focus on your own path. Ask yourself every morning's hours, what can I improve today? See, maybe it is your attitude. Maybe it is your work ethic. Maybe it is your communication. Maybe it is your ability to focus. Maybe it is your consistency. Maybe it is simply keeping one promise you made to yourself. Choose one area and work on it. You do not need to improve everything at once. Master the habit of becoming slightly better every day, because your future is being shaped by what you repeatedly do. If you improve your choices, you improve your direction. If you improve your habits, you improve your days. If you improve your days, you improve your life. And remember, becoming better does not mean becoming perfect. Perfection can become another excuse to stop. You will make mistakes. You will have bad days. You will sometimes lose focus. You will sometimes fall back into old habits. That does not erase your progress. The goal is not to never struggle. The goal is to keep learning and keep returning to the path. There is tremendous power in being able to say, yesterday I was here. Today I am one step further. One step, then another, then another. That is how extraordinary results are built. Do not wait for some dramatic moment when your entire life suddenly changes. Become the person who creates change through ordinary decisions every single day. Read something valuable. Practice your skill. Finish the task. Learn from the mistake. Choose discipline over distraction. Choose progress over excuses. Choose action over endless planning. At the end of each day, ask yourself one simple question. Did I become a little better today? If the answer is yes, then the day was not wasted. Maybe your progress was small. It still counts. Maybe nobody noticed. It still counts. Maybe you are not where you want to be yet. Keep going. Because 1 year from now, you will either be grateful that you started improving today or wish you had. So stop chasing instant transformation. Build yourself one day at a time. Become stronger in your mindset, sharper in your focus, better in your habits, wiser through your experiences, and more consistent with your actions. Do not worry about becoming perfect. Just make sure that tomorrow you are not the same person you were yesterday. Keep learning, keep growing, keep moving forward.